Hey friends, welcome to your pick a card reading on how you'll build wealth this year. We are going to dive into opportunities, strategy, and any aligned steps for you to take so that you can build wealth in ways that feel good to you and that you can create wealth in your own way. So consider this reading a doorway into the new version of you, the one who feels supported, abundant, and on purpose. Because what if wealth isn't just about money, but also about energy and freedom and purpose? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and know that your path to abundance is already unfolding in beautiful, unseen ways. Now, if you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with Labradorite. We have pile 2 here with Bloodstone. We have pile 3 here with Scolecite, and we have pile 4 here with Rose Quartz. Now, you can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, or you can choose all of them. It is totally up to you. But when you're ready, go to the description of this video, find the timestamp that is linked to your pile, then you can skip ahead to your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I will see you on the inside. Hey pile 1, hey friends, welcome to your reading. Let's talk about your current wealth energy. Let's talk more about your current financial mindset or energetic pattern. We have the 6 of Cups here, and so this speaks to your financial roots. I feel like you're revisiting past patterns, childhood experiences, and inherited beliefs about money. It's the card of nostalgia, but also of inner child healing and reclaiming this joyful, generous energy. So maybe some of you here realize your fear of charging what you're worth comes from watching your parents overgive and under-earn. And now you're setting new boundaries in your business or pricing. Or maybe some of you here are reconnecting with something that you loved as a child, whether this is writing or baking or art, and you decide to build a side income around it. And maybe some of you want to decide to build some sort of side income around it. Maybe some of you here have been living by someone else's financial rules, right? Like maybe somebody's telling you to get a stable job or, don't take risks, but now you're creating a money path based on your vision. The energy here is that you are honoring where you've come from, but you're also choosing to build differently now. We also have the gifted guide, and so it says stars, chaos, opportunity. You don't need it all figured out. I love that. This shows that you've been navigating a period of confusion or disruption, but within the chaos, you're being rerouted toward authentic success. Pile 1, you're not lost, you're being led. Maybe some of you here unexpectedly lost a job or a client, but then you discovered a new passion that earns you more income and freedom. Or maybe you start seeing signs and synchronicities or ideas drop in while you meditate or journal, and then you follow them to create a new income stream. Maybe some of you here feel like you're in a season of uncertainty, but instead of forcing control, you're surrendering and allowing a more aligned path to reveal itself. So maybe the reflection here is, what if this chaos is actually clarity in disguise, right? It's showing you what exactly you truly want or truly value or want to prioritize, right? So let's talk about the opportunities that are coming in for you. What are the potential income streams, business ideas, or investments? So we have the Ace of Cups here, and with this is a card of like emotional fulfillment, new beginnings that feel very soul-centered. So in terms of money, it points to offers and creative ventures and work that really does bring you joy and connection. So maybe some of you here are going to be offered a paid opportunity to do something you actually love doing, right? Like photography or coaching or healing work or creating beauty in some way. Maybe some of you here are going to receive unexpected support from someone who believes in your vision, whether this is an investor or a client or a partner. I feel like some of you here are going to finally allow yourself to create and launch something meaningful, whether this is like a guided journal or an art series or a healing program, and I really do feel like people are going to begin to respond. So pile 1, I feel like this is you allowing money to flow through joy and beauty and heart-led connection and creation. I love that we have the artist Venus here, especially coming on the heels of the Ace of Cups. It really just works very well together. So this one says, I create my vision. Pile 1, you are naturally creative, a visionary, imaginative, idealistic, connective, harmonious, passionate, receptive, reverent, and spiritual. So this Venus energy is all about aesthetic, attraction, creation. Your wealth comes from not grinding, but from being magnetic and intentional and allowing beauty and ease into your process. So maybe some of you here want to start creating content that feels artistic or soft or emotionally resonant. And I feel like your audience is going to grow because it's real and it's unique. Maybe some of you here are interested in designing a product or a service that looks and feels good, like an online course or a styled home, a visual brand, something that has like elegance and attracts this higher income. Maybe some of you here want to rebrand yourself or update your visuals or align your business with a more authentic Venusian vibe, and then you see higher conversions or aligned clients. So ask yourself, if I trusted my artistic and aesthetic instincts and creativity more, how would I do business differently? Okay, maybe that could be like a journal prompt for some of you if you want to dive deeper. Now let's talk about the aligned strategy that you can take to build more wealth, right? What sort of actions will open doors? What sort of effort is worth your time, your energy, right? What's worth investing in? What sort of daily habits or mindset shifts, or, what sort of leap would you need to take, or what would you need to learn? So we have the Fool here, and this is the card that just reminds you to start the thing. This is your green light to take risks, to trust your intuition, and to leap into unknown territory. This is a beginner's mindset. It can talk about experimentation and really having this playful action that will open doors. So pile one, maybe some of you here finally hit publish on your website or on your YouTube channel. Even if it feels imperfect, I feel like the response is going to surprise you, right? I feel like maybe some of you here want to apply for a job outside of your comfort zone because it excites you and you end up landing it. Maybe some of you here enroll in a course or in a mastermind that you've been drawn to for a while now, and your whole mindset shifts as a result. So I feel like pile one, you just have to remember that you don't need all the answers to begin, and you just need the courage to start. We also have embracing enthusiasm, and so this says shout to the heavens with happiness. So I feel like this is about shifting your energy from what if I fail to what if this thing works out, right? So this is you having joy as a strategy. Again, playful action being your magnet, right? Follow excitement, pile one. Maybe some of you here show up consistently online, not from pressure, but because you genuinely enjoy the community and sharing your story, right? Like for me, I just genuinely enjoy being here and doing readings and connecting with you all. And I just really love the energy of the community, right, that we've created here together on this channel. And so maybe that's something that you're looking for too. I can just see you forging genuine friendships and genuine connections from this. So I wonder if some of you here also might be saying like yes to a collaboration that really lights you up, and then it leads you to unexpected growth, right? Like maybe you just need one brand deal, and then other brands take notice of you and they're like, I want to work with her too, or I want to work with him too, or I want to work with them too, right? I also feel like maybe some of you here want to keep maybe like a success log, right? So like celebrate every small win. And I feel like this is something that's going to naturally shift your frequency into magnetism, because sometimes we can get so busy in just the day-to-day of life, and sometimes we're overlooking how truly blessed we are and how many beautiful, wonderful miracles happen to us all the time when we're just grounded and present and we slow down a bit more, right? So I feel like, again, pile one, ask yourself, what lights me up and how can I do more of this month? Okay, even like this week or today. So let's next talk about your money-making timeline. Okay, so let's talk about when momentum will pick up for your finances. Now remember, when we talk about timing, you have free will, so you have the ability to change anything at any time. You have so much personal power. So I just like to do timing as a fun little like experiment here, but I like to make a disclaimer, please don't get tied to any specific like time period or date or anything. Keep an open mind because things can happen quicker for you, right? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles here. With this, it could talk about like, maybe some of you have experienced like a financial hardship or like financial drought in some sense, but just know that it's temporary, right? Like maybe some of you here feel unsupported or unsure at first, but your resilience and your ability to shift your perspective will help you move forward. So for example, like maybe some of you here didn't hit some of your launch goals, but then a few weeks later, someone reaches out and says that your words changed their life and they want to work with you. Maybe some of you here are tempted to give up after a slow month, but then you get invited to a visibility opportunity, right? Like an interview or a feature or a new offer. Maybe some of you here look at your budget and realize something isn't sustainable, but then you make a pivot that eventually brings in more aligned clients or more income. So this is just your reminder, pile one, that feeling broke doesn't mean that you're broken. This is your resilience chapter, okay? So we also have air, and this one says Raven. So this is the card that shows that your voice and your thoughts and your communication are the things that'll shift your wealth timeline in your favor. So this is your reminder to speak your truth, to continue to share your message, and to connect to the bigger picture. So maybe some of you here start telling your personal story around money and people resonate deeply with that, and then it builds trust and engagement. Or maybe some of you here pitch your offerings in a more heartfelt way and you let people see the why, not just the what, right? And it leads you to more bookings. I feel like some of you here are going to get very serious about mindset, whether this is like affirmations or scripting or journaling, and your outer reality is going to start to shift. So I feel like it's important for you to remind yourself that your thoughts and your words are building a future that honors your truth. You are building wealth, not from force, but from alignment. So this is you not hustling in silence, but leading with your voice and your vision and your values. So pile one, even if you feel like the path has been like slow to start or like it's beginning slow, just know that your energy is undeniable and what's yours will never miss you, right? Whatever you were meant for, you were meant for. And so just keep trusting yourself, keep trusting in your vision, and know that things will unfold for you. Okay, so let's roll some number dice. Let's get more info for pile one. Okay, so we have 5 and 2, and we're going to pull some messages from the Angel Number Book by Mystic Michaela. This is a fabulous book. I'll have it linked in the description if you feel called to check it out. But we'll get messages on 2, 5, and then we'll get 25 and 52. So let's get number 2. Okay, so trust. You build your life with gratitude. It's not just the big things you can hope for, it's also the little things which keep everything together. You are never alone, and your angels are reminding you that so many small things together create a miraculous and cumulative outcome. Create a list of what you are grateful for today. Wow, and also I feel like I've manifested a lot of wonderful, positive, amazing things through using gratitude through scripting, right? So it's like, of course, write down what you're currently grateful for, but also write it. Oh, a car alarm is going off outside. I like to take any and all signs, and so any and all relevant signs, of course. So I feel like, yeah, do that. I think that's just a confirmation from spirit. Use gratitude scripting to like manifest. Like you can look it up on another YouTube video, and somebody will show you how to script with gratitude. And then, okay, so then we also have 5. Oops. Okay. 5, growth. The only thing that stays the same is change. As the world around you shifts and moves, it's time to get flexible. Change is inevitable, and your peace comes not from the stability of things outside you, but also from that which is created from your foundation within. Your angels remind you to make your inner peace a priority so that when a change comes, you know that you're tethered to something it cannot touch. Meditate today with a visualization of your inner peace tying you firmly to the universe. Wow. Okay, so positive growth, gratitude. Let's find out 25 has to say. Okay, 25, major decision. Ooh, I love this. Okay, you already know what to do, and your soul is calling out for a change, and you will have to make a choice as to how to go about that. Have confidence in your heart. You already know the answer. Repeat this mantra: I will make the right decisions at the right time. Beautiful. And then let's find out 52. Fine tuning, honing your skills. You are being called not just to pass on certain skills, but also to really focus on them and make them the best they can be. An interest you have is calling to you for more attention. Acknowledge this and create a plan for furthering your own education on the matter. Okay, so I feel like whatever it is that you know you need to fine tune, maybe that is like that thing that's going to bring in more income as well. But I'd be curious to know more about it for those of you who want to share in the comments. Thank you so much, friends. I really appreciate you being here. I'm super curious which card or insight hit home for you today. Drop it in the comments and let's continue this conversation together. If you're feeling the shift and you're ready to step into your next level of wealth, I would love to hear about it. Like, subscribe, and share with someone else who is ready to create wealth from their soul as well. If you feel called to build more of a life of purpose and prosperity, be sure to check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have tons of pick-a-card readings on manifesting your best life, your dream career, home, money breakthroughs, and your next level self. So I will see you on the next video. Sending you lots of love. Bye, Pile 1. Bye, friends. Hey, Pile 2. Hey, friends. Welcome to your reading. Let's dive into your current wealth energy. Let's talk about your current financial mindset or energetic pattern. So we have the sun here. With this, it represents clarity, joy, authenticity, success through visibility. So Pile 2, you're in a season where your financial growth is directly tied to your radiance and self-expression. The sun tells us your current wealth energy is vibrant and optimistic and increasingly magnetic. You're learning that shining in your truth and being seen for who you really are is what draws prosperity to you. So maybe some of you here finally say yes to showing your face or voice on social media, and your engagement spikes and it leads you to new business. Maybe some of you here stop hiding your spiritual side in your branding and clients feel more connected and aligned. Maybe you launch something from your heart, not a trend, and it performs better than expected. So Pile 2, let yourself be seen and shine without apology because your joy is your strategy. We also have yin and yang. This one says unity, balanced energy, and manifestation. I am in divine flow and move in alignment. I love how the sun and the moon are like embracing each other. It's almost like embracing all sides of yourself, kind of accepting yourself, accepting all parts of yourself. This card represents unity, things like balance, inner harmony, manifesting through that wholeness. So wealth isn't built through constant effort alone. You're learning to balance your divine masculine, which is the action side of you, and your divine feminine, which is that receptive side. So this is the energy of co-creation where strategy meets surrender. So Pile 2, maybe you stop pushing through burnout and instead you create a schedule that includes rest and ritual. Maybe you move from obsessively planning launches to also trusting in divine timing and intuitive nudges. I'm hearing moon phases too. Maybe you launch things based on like the moon calendar. Also feeling like some of you here are gonna like have a garden. I know this is very random, but like some of you are going to have like a garden and you're gonna be like using the moon cycles for that kind of growth. Anywho, I also feel like you're gonna realize that making money doesn't have to mean sacrificing your peace, and so you're gonna build systems that support you. So Pile 2, when you honor both rest and movement, you know, things like flow and focus, you're gonna manifest from wholeness. Now let's talk about opportunities coming in, any sort of potential income streams, business ideas, or investments. So we have death in reverse here, and this can represent delayed endings, having this resistance to change, or overdue transformation. So the next level of income or career evolution for you is waiting, but only after you release something old, Pile 2. So this can be an identity or a role or an offer or a client or some sort of outdated belief. The universe wants to give you more, but your hands have to be free, right? They have to be open. So maybe some of you here have been holding on to draining clients or a draining one-on-one service, and once you release it, you launch a group offer with better income and ease. Maybe some of you here fear like walking away from a secure job, but when you finally do, like an opportunity shows up for you. Or maybe some of you here are still using an outdated brand voice, but once you revamp it, your dream clients start to find you. So Pile 2, your wealth is going to follow your bravery. It's time to let go of something, and something brighter is trying to take its place. We also have the Honorable Warrior. This one says Mars. I take a stand for positive change. Pile 2, you are naturally brave, courageous, strong, passionate, bold, hardworking, territorial, athletic, competitive, decisive, heroic, loyal, disciplined, and action-driven. So this represents things like conviction, courage, taking a stand, and leading with purpose. So Pile 2, your greatest opportunities this year are going to come from standing for something and acting on it. You are here to lead, to advocate, and to fight for what matters. Mars energy says money will follow mission-driven action. So I feel like some of you here might be building a brand that's rooted in body positivity or social justice or decolonized wellness, right? And you attract a loyal audience. Some of you here may be saying no more to like undercharging, and maybe you start to publicly share your new rates, and this empowers others to do the same. Or maybe you become a voice in your niche, not just a face, and people start seeing you as a leader and not just a service provider. So there is profit in your principles, Pile 2. Don't water down your message to please anyone. Remember to stand tall and bold. Next, let's talk about your aligned strategy. What sort of actions are going to open doors for you? What kind of effort is worth investing in? What sort of daily habits or mindset shifts do you need to make? What sort of new things do you need to learn, or what sort of leaps do you need to take? We have the World in reverse here. So this represents unfinished business, needing closure, repeating old cycles, being almost there. So maybe some of you here feel like you're circling around a lesson or a goal that still feels unresolved. And rather than pushing to complete it, this card is asking you to review what still needs healing or adjusting or closing. Because sometimes strategy means course correcting and not hustling harder. So maybe some of you here like keep launching the same offer, but the sales feel off. And then when you revisit your messaging or your niche, everything clicks. Or maybe some of you here sense that you're still carrying a scarcity mindset, and so you return to healing your money story, and then your income starts to stabilize. Maybe some of you here feel like you're repeating a burnout cycle, and so you build more rest and delegation into your work week. So you don't need to finish, you need to align, Pile 2, right? Pause and reflect and redirect. We also have impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. That is crazy. Okay. Sorry, it's not crazy. It's just like I like when things add up here. It's fun. Anywho, so this can talk about like roadblocks or redirections or like this energetic stop sign. So Pile 2, if something isn't working, remind yourself that this isn't failure, it's divine protection. This card is, one that can tell you to turn around or regroup or try a new approach. And it's not about giving up, but it's about listening to the wisdom of the block, right? So maybe some of you here are forcing a product or an offer that's not selling, so you pause and you ask your audience what they want, and then you co-create something better. Maybe some of you here have a partnership that fell through, but then soon after you find someone way more aligned with you. Or maybe some of you here keep feeling resistance to content creation, and then you realize that it's time to try a different format, right? Like maybe you start a podcast rather than being on Instagram. I actually started my brand and my business on Instagram, and I just like the platform wasn't vibing for me. It wasn't gelling. I didn't like showing up on there. And once I switched to YouTube, everything changed. So yeah, it's not to say that I don't have an Instagram or have like, a TikTok or whatever it is, but I also have a website, and I also, have an online Shopify shop. And like, so anyway, just about like diversifying maybe like where you show up and finding that space that feels good to you. So just remind yourself, Pile 2, your path isn't blocked, but it's being rerouted toward your highest timeline. So let's talk about your money-making timeline next. Let's talk about when momentum will pick up for your finances. We have the Page of Cups here. So with the Page of Cups, this talks about new feelings, invitations, feeling a creative spark, or surprises. Momentum will pick up when you say yes to something gentle or creative or new. This is a beginner's card, right? So maybe it could be like a small invitation that leads to bigger doors. So Pile 2, stay open to inspired ideas and emotional cues. Maybe there's a new client inquiry or a low ticket offer that opens up long-term income for you. Or maybe some of you here create an offer just for fun, and then it becomes your bestseller. Or maybe some of you here start writing again and you start sharing stories from the heart, and somebody reaches out to collaborate with you. This is your reminder to follow what feels innocent and inspired and alive, pile 2, because that is where the momentum is going to live. We also have air. This one says spider. So this talks about creativity, weaving your ideas together, long-term building, right? Storytelling. So the wealth that you're building isn't fast, it's foundational. Like the spider, you are weaving this network or message or creative body of work that's going to support you over time. Pile 2, remember to speak your truth, share your story, because every strand is going to be very sacred. So maybe some of you here consistently share content that feels personal and resonant, and eventually this draws in aligned opportunities. Maybe some of you here launch a blog or a podcast or a YouTube channel, not for fast cash, but to build thought leadership and organic income. Maybe some of you here teach or write about your past experiences and your healing becomes someone else's guidebook. Remember, pile 2, you are already building your web, and every idea you honor adds strength to your future. Let's roll some astro dice to get more information for you, pile 2. So we have 15 and we have 6. We also have 615 and then 156. So we'll get info, from all of those numbers. Okay, so number 6, material world. Only love lasts eternally. You are paying too much attention to the superficial. Oftentimes, you can forget the depth of what you are doing in life by focusing on the material world's distractions. Your angels guide you to focus on the intangibles you have in your life. Love, friendship, character qualities of self, and to give them a moment of appreciation. Okay. We also have 15. New ideas, level up your thoughts. Inspiration is the way your angels are directing you onto your inspired path. The ideas you get are important as they lead you to the next step. Repeat this mantra. I am open to receiving divine inspiration. Okay. And then we also have 156 and then 615. So 156. Okay. Personal truths. Rewrite the story. You are what you think you are, and your angels want you to shift that narrative. People might tell you who or what you are, but what they say is not necessarily true. Think of something you get told a lot about your personality and reflect on its truth in your life. Interesting. I remember growing up, because I was quiet, I was told that I was shy all the time, and so I accepted that label, and then I held on to it for so long, and it was only in my adulthood that I was like, no, I'm quiet, I'm introverted, right? I'm inward focused most of the time. I prefer to do more introverted things, but that doesn't make me necessarily shy. I like people and I like connecting with others and I like doing it in my way. So yeah, maybe this is about rewriting some sort of story, maybe even rewriting a story around money. And then let's figure out 615. So 615, loyalty. First, be loyal to your authentic self. Your angels are cautioning you against betraying someone very dear to you, your own self. The actions and words you say need to reflect self-loyalty. Think about a present situation in which you feel like you have to go against yourself in order to please another. Journal a letter to your guides asking for the strength to self-advocate. So thank you so much, friends. Which card or insight hit home for you today? Drop it in the comments. Let's grow through this together. If you're feeling the shift and you're ready to step into your next level of wealth, I would love to hear about it. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who is ready to create wealth from the soul, just like you. If you feel called to build a life of purpose and prosperity, be sure to check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have tons of pick-a-card readings on manifesting your best life, your dream career, home, money breakthroughs, and your next level self. So I will see you on the next video, sending you lots of love. Bye, Pile 2. Bye, friends. Hi, Pile 3. Hi, friends. Welcome to your reading. Let's dive into your current wealth energy. Let's talk about your current financial mindset or energetic pattern. So we have the 9 of Cups here. This represents things like satisfaction, gratitude, emotional fulfillment, and self-worth. Your current financial energy is shaped by your emotional alignment, Pile 3. I feel like you've done deep inner work already and you know what you truly value, and you're ready to create wealth that mirrors your desires, not just what others expect of you. So this is the wishes fulfilled card. And so this reminds you that this is going to start from within, right? So maybe you've Stop saying yes to draining work just for the money, and you're choosing what feels good and supports your values. Maybe some of you here have created small luxuries in your daily life, like a peaceful workspace, or a coffee ritual, or a walk on the beach before you start your day, right? It's about raising your frequency. I feel like you're finally feeling worthy of your goals, and not because they're realistic, but because they feel authentic. Wealth begins when you realize you're already enough. Everything else flows from that knowing, pile 3. We also have energy, power, aura depletion. Call your energy back to you. So I feel like you have a very, very powerful aura, pile 3, but it's not unlimited, right? So right now your wealth potential is deeply connected to your energy management. It's time to protect your light like a sacred flame. Not everything deserves your attention or output. Like, I feel like this is my pile that maybe has been giving away your best ideas or emotional labor for free, and now you're setting boundaries or pricing accordingly. I feel like you're learning that rest is strategy, and after pulling back, your creativity returns stronger than ever. I feel like you say no to networking or tasks that feel draining, and you say yes to what energizes you. Things like creating or teaching or connecting with ideal clients. So I feel like it's time for you to protect your power source because your energy is your currency, pile 3. Next, let's talk about opportunities coming in, right? So let's talk about potential income streams, business ideas, or investments. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. This can talk about releasing indecision. It can talk about revealing the truth. And I feel like it talks about like clarity leading to action. So pile 3, I feel like the fog is lifting. Maybe you felt torn between 2 options or you were afraid to choose it all, but now a clear decision is coming up for you. So you'll start to see exactly where to focus next to generate meaningful income. Maybe some of you here finally stop toggling between 2 business ideas and you commit to one, and then it starts gaining traction quickly. Or maybe you leave behind a maybe job or a client that's been draining, and soon you land something more aligned and profitable. I feel like you're just going to be trusting your inner voice, and even if it goes against what other people say, it's going to lead you to unexpected success. So I do feel like whatever confusion that you felt, it was part of the process, and now you're going to be able to move forward with vision. I love it. Okay, even with the other piles, it's like the confirmations are coming through clear. And so we just talked about vision, the visionary, Jupiter. The world is filled with possibilities. Pile 3, you are inventive, expansive, wise, insightful, enthusiastic, curious, courageous, philanthropic, imaginative, knowledgeable, conceptual, inspired, idealistic, benevolent, and humble. You have such a beautiful energy, pile 3. I feel like this is a beautiful reminder that your next income stream isn't necessarily in what you already know, but in what you're now ready to dream. So the planet of Jupiter, it expands everything it touches, right? So say yes to possibilities and learning and big ideas. If you're interested in learning more about Jupiter as a planet and as it has to do with like your astrology and your birth chart in the simple way, check out my podcast. I have it linked for you in the description. And I have a bunch of cool episodes on how to understand your astrology and the planets in a very easy, beginner-friendly way. Okay, so I also feel like with this card, some of you here are going to be saying yes to something. You're going to be saying yes to learning something new, like human design. Shameless plug again to the podcast, but I do explain human design in a very beginner-friendly way, so link is in the description. Check it out if you feel called. But maybe you use something unexpected, right? Like AI tools or marketing funnels, and it expands your offerings. I feel like you're going to start sharing your big ideas and your content, and people are going to begin to see you as a thought leader. So yes, very exciting. I also feel this strong energy that some of you here are going to be taking a risk on travel or education or collaboration, and it's going to open doors that you couldn't have predicted. So pile 3, be bold in your dreaming. Your wealth is waiting in the unknown. Next, let's talk about your aligned strategy here. What sort of actions will open doors for you? What sort of effort is worth your time? What sort of habits or mindset shifts or things do you need to learn? What sort of leaps do you need to take? So we have the King of Wands here, and with this, it represents leadership, vision, things like entrepreneurship, things like boldness. So this is not the year for you to play small, pile 3. The King of Wands asks you, where can you lead with passion? Where can you take charge? Because your strategy is to act with confidence, creativity, and clarity, and to be the boss. of your work, of your time, of your energy. So I feel like some of you here are going to be maybe like finally raising your rates or launching a premium offer because you know you're worth it. Maybe some of you here are going to be mentoring others or starting a group program or teaching something that you've mastered. Maybe some of you here are going to stop waiting for permission and start that YouTube channel or that podcast or that book or that business that you've always dreamed of. Remind yourself, Pile 3, that you are the authority and the energy that you lead with is the energy that you attract. We also have rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. I feel like some of you here have been through some stormy seasons in the past. And just know that like after stormy seasons, the rainbow arrives. So this is a confirmation that you're entering a timeline where abundance starts showing up more tangibly. So expect confirmation and surprises and small wins that are going to build momentum for you, Pile 3. I wouldn't be surprised if you get an unexpected refund or a gift or a bonus, some sort of evidence that your money energy is shifting. Maybe somebody is going to share your work out of the blue and it brings in a client or like a major opportunity. So for example, maybe you are a huge like Janae Aiko fan and you're a very spiritual person. She's a very spiritual person. Maybe you read tarot on YouTube and one day she like drops a comment and she's like, this reading resonates, loved it. And you're like, holy crap, it was Janae Aiko. She watches my, like, wow, she watches my content. So it's something like that, right? Like maybe your favorite artist or somebody that you look up to or whatever. And it could be like in an unrelated field, but I just feel like you're going to get some pretty fun, unexpected feedback that is a positive blessing. I really do feel like you're just going to receive kind feedback or recognition in some way, and it's going to remind you why your work matters. So gratitude is going to multiply your blessings. Remember to celebrate the wins, no matter how small they may seem. Okay, so now let's talk about your money-making timeline. When will momentum pick up for your finances? We have the 6 of Swords here. This represents transition, healing, moving forward. So financial momentum is going to pick up as you move away from the old. So this isn't instant, right? But it's sacred. You're entering a healing transition out of survival and into sustainability. And so this is a mental and emotional shift that creates long-term change, Pile 3. So maybe some of you here finally move on from a scarcity mindset that kept you like underpricing, for example. Maybe some of you here release a toxic client or employer, and that piece brings you more clarity and more creativity, which then opens up more doors for you. More aligned doors is what I'm hearing. I also feel like some of you here may relocate or restructure or rebrand. Even if it's like this slow start, you're going to feel that shift immediately. So this is your turning point, Pile 3. You're leaving the old shore behind and wealth is waiting for you on the other side, right? On the horizon. We also have air. This one says monarch butterfly. This is transformation, freedom, evolution. Like the monarch, your financial transformation may look quiet on the outside, but inside, massive change is underway. So trust your metamorphosis. Your wings are forming, and when they're ready, you'll soar. Maybe some of you here have been quietly building a new offer or business, and soon it takes flight. Maybe some of you here are journaling or vision boarding or working through old money blocks, and suddenly income is going to flow with more ease. Maybe some of you here shift from working for others to working for yourself, or creating this hybrid version of freedom that fits your life. Pile 3, you don't have to force momentum. You are already becoming. So just know that this season is about trusting the inner shift as much as the outer winds. You're going to move from indecision to bold vision. I think that you're also going to be moving from overgiving into energetic sovereignty. And you're going to stop playing small, and you're going to build something worthy of your full power. Let's roll some number dice. Let's find out more information for Pile 3. Okay, so we have 11 and 16. You could also look up 1116 or 1611 on Google if you want to take it further. Okay, so be yourself. There is only one you. The journey you are on is to be yourself, not to be anyone else. Your angels encourage you to stop comparing yourself to others. Write a poem or a song or create a piece of art that represents your unique experience as you. I love this. I feel like this is pointing out the importance of just being yourself in your work, being authentic to you and not worrying about what other people think of you, because the more that you can show up like more as yourself, the more that you're gonna, push the dusties away and have the people that aren't right for you go away quicker, and you're gonna be able to align with the people that were meant for you. Now let's also get 11. The awakening. You are being called to attention. Your angels want to send you signs, but first they need to make sure you'll be paying attention. This number asks you to notice the world around you so you don't miss the important messages coming your way. Ask your angels for confirmation after you see this number. Repetition is their way of getting your attention. I'm curious. I don't know if some of you here have been seeing any angel numbers, repeating numbers like 222, 444, 888. If you have, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much, friends. Which card or insight hit home for you today? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. I love to connect with you all there. If you're feeling this shift and you're ready to step into your next level of wealth, I would love to hear about it. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who is ready to create wealth from the soul, just like you. And if you are feeling called to build a life of purpose and prosperity, be sure to check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have tons of pick-a-card readings on manifesting your best life, your dream career, home, money breakthroughs, and your next level self. So I will see you on the next video, sending you lots of love. Bye, Pile 3. Bye, friends. Hi, Pile 4. Hi, friends. Welcome to your reading. Let's talk about your current wealth energy. Let's talk about your current financial mindset or energetic pattern. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse here. So this talks about resolution, healing from conflict, and releasing past struggles. So Pile 4, your current financial mindset is shifting away from old battles and power struggles. Maybe you've been caught in self-doubt or comparison or conflicts around money, but now you're ready to release that tension. So this is a turning point where inner peace is going to start replacing that old financial drama that you've been through. So maybe some of you here stop arguing with yourself about not being good enough to charge higher prices, and you start setting boundaries confidently. Maybe some of you here let go of toxic money beliefs inherited from family or past experiences, and you heal your relationship with abundance. Maybe some of you here resolve misunderstandings with a business partner or a client, and this opens the door to smoother collaborations. So I feel like your true power is going to come from peace, not conflict. And when you clear the old battles or clear the air in some way, your wealth energy is going to flow freely. We also have the Mystic. This one says intuition, high priestess, visionary. There's a reason you have those dreams. So you are awakening your inner knowing as a wealth channel, Pile 4. You're not just a worker or a doer, you're a visionary, right? You're a bridge between worlds. The answers to your money blocks or next steps aren't out there, but they're in your dreams, they're in your body, and they're in your deep knowing. Maybe you start journaling or meditating before making business decisions, and you begin to receive intuitive clarity. Maybe you realize that your most profitable offers are the ones born from your spiritual gifts or your soul purpose. Maybe some of you here feel called to blend spirituality with strategy, like intuitive business coaching or dream interpretation or energy-based design. Pile 4, you're not just building wealth, you are remembering your soul's blueprint for it. Next, let's talk about the opportunities coming in. Let's talk about potential income streams, business ideas, or investments. We have the Tower in reverse here. So this talks about avoiding disaster. It can talk about transformation, but like slow transformation, and it can also talk about rebuilding. So Pile 4, I feel like you're stepping into opportunities that come from learning from past upheavals, not repeating them, right? So this could suggest that maybe the worst is behind you, and now you can rebuild your financial foundation with wisdom and care. So it's a chance to grow from disruption and not be crushed by it, right? So maybe some of you here have experienced a financial setback or a business loss, but now you're offered a new chance, right? A job or a partnership or an investment that lets you rebuild stronger. Maybe some of you here realize that some changes you resisted are actually blessings in disguise, and this helps you to pivot to a more aligned path. Maybe some of you here are invited to teach or share your lessons, and you turn your past struggles into coaching or content creation that supports income. So I just feel like the energy here is like, to know is to grow, right? Use your past as a fertilizer for your future garden, if you know what I mean. We also have the Teacher. This one says Jupiter, and it says to know is to grow. That is so funny. That's been happening a lot throughout all the piles, like a lot of direct confirmations, very clear messages coming through. So I love that. Pile 4, you are naturally knowledgeable, intelligent, growth-oriented, trustable, understanding, communicative, compassionate, prosperous, social, inspired, self-aware, generous, considerate, and virtuous. I feel like this represents quiet breakthrough, maybe building something after like a release of some sort. Because I feel like a major shift is already happening, right? But maybe it's happening internally first. So maybe like you quietly end an old identity, right? So instead of being like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom, or I'm just not a numbers person, you release that and you start something bold, like selling, products online, or becoming a tarot reader or a teacher, Or maybe like some of you here have dealt with burnout and it pushes you to quit one stream of work, but then it leads you to new, more freeing paths like content creation or passive income or, coaching. Maybe some of you here outgrow a client or an income stream and then you pivot and then something unexpected emerges, like someone offering to hire you based on your past story or your content. So I think that this like whole energy here together is just reminding you not to fear what is being like left in the past or being released. Just remind yourself that you're letting go of what no longer fits. Next, let's talk about your aligned strategy. What sort of actions will open doors for you? What sort of effort is worth investing in, right? What sort of daily habits or mindset shifts or new things do you need to learn? What sort of leaps do you need to take? We have the 10 of Wands in reverse here. And so this can talk about release. It could talk about lightening the load. It can also talk about healing burnout. So your best effort right now is letting go of overwhelm and overwork and carrying burdens that no longer serve you. The reverse 10 of Wands encourages you to delegate and simplify and open your heart to joy and ease, because I feel like this shift will open doors and align you with sustainable wealth. So maybe some of you here outsource parts of your business or ask for help, and this frees your time to focus on creative or high impact work. I feel like many of you here are going to stop saying yes to every project and you're going to choose only what lights you up. Maybe you incorporate daily joy practices like music or walks, play, something that boosts your creativity and your productivity. Because I feel like joy is not just a reward after hard work, but it's the energy that powers your success. We also have joy and delight here. I love that. Open your heart to joy. So pile 4, remind yourself that your pleasure is profitable. You're being asked to lean into what lights you up, not just what performs. When you build from joy, the money is going to follow, right? This is the sacred permission to create with your inner child again. Maybe some of you here start offering creative workshops because they're fun and then they unexpectedly sell out. I'm hearing like a ringing in my ear, so confirmation, yes. Maybe some of you here show your playful or your weird side in your brand, and that vulnerability builds trust in sales. I feel like this is my pile. It's going to make time for play or pleasure first in your day, and the rest is going to flow with ease and inspiration. So this is your reminder that if it brings you joy, it brings others healing, right? So that's your wealth compass now, pile 4. So now let's talk about your money-making timeline. When will momentum pick up for your finances? We have the Queen of Wands in reverse here. This can talk about self-doubt or having like blocked confidence or needing some rest. So maybe momentum feels slow because your confidence or your creative energy is low, but the Queen of Wands asks you to be more gentle with yourself. Right? This isn't a failure, but this is a call to nurture your inner fire before fully stepping into leadership or visible work. Maybe some of you here hesitate to promote your offers or to show your personality online because you feel drained, or maybe you're not feeling the most confident right now, right? Maybe some of you here feel like you need to slow down and rebuild your confidence through small wins or creative experiments. I feel like some of you here are healing from burnout or stress, and so doing things like honoring rest will prepare you for your next big leap. And so with water sea turtle, this represents patience, wisdom, steady progress, protection. So your money-making momentum will build as you embrace this steady, wise progress. The sea turtle reminds you that wealth isn't always about quick wins. It's about longevity and protection and pacing yourself with intention. So this is your reminder to trust your own rhythm. Maybe some of you here consistently put in small daily efforts like social media posts or networking or skill building, and that compounds over time. Maybe some of you here build savings or investments slowly but surely, and then this avoids risky, fast money schemes. Maybe some of you here cultivate protective habits like budgeting or clear contracts, and boundaries to safeguard your energy and your money. So pile 4, trust your journey and remember that steady wins the race, right? This is the year of shedding, of softening, and really having this soul anchored leadership. You are making room for wealth that feels true. And by you releasing the mental fight and stepping into intuitive work and letting joy be your guide, you are going to just be so pleasantly surprised by the miracles that come up for you. I keep hearing like miracles abound. Miracles abound. So yes, let's roll some number dice. Let's get more info for pile 4. So we have 11 and 18. If you feel called to take it further, you could look up 1118 or 1811 on Google, figure out what that angel number means. But let's take a look at 11. Okay, so 11, the awakening. You are being called to attention. Your angels want to send you signs, but first they need to make sure you'll be paying attention. This number asks you to notice the world around you so you don't miss the important messages coming your way. Ask your angels for confirmation after you see this number. Repetition is their way of getting your attention. So maybe some of you here are seeing angel numbers 1111, 222, 444, 888. Let me know in the comments if some of you have been seeing those numbers. I'm very curious because I have been seeing a lot of I've been seeing a lot of numbers, but I've been seeing a lot of 777, which is like Lady Luck is on your side. I've been seeing 1111, 111 also, which can talk about awakening or alignment. And then this one says wish. Okay, so manifest your desires. It's brave to want something, and your angels are asking you to be very brave. Make a wish and let it out into the universe, knowing it will come back to you in divine timing. Write down a wish and set it out where the wind will carry it away from you. As it flies away, you will know your angels have it now. I love this. I also was like seeing a visualization of some of you here writing your desires or like your wishes on a bay leaf and then burning it like in a safe way. Although I can't really like recommend that you put anything on fire, but you catch my drift. Bay leaves, also even etching your intention onto a candle, spelling it, putting some spell oil on it or something, and then burning it down, something like that if you're drawn to those types of things. So yes, thank you so much, pile 4. Thank you, friends. I'm so curious which card or insights hit home for you today. Leave a comment. I would love to hear all about it and connect with you and take it further. If you're feeling the shift and you're ready to step into your next level of wealth, I would love to hear about it. Like, subscribe, and share with someone who is ready to create wealth from the soul, just like you. And if you feel called to build a life of purpose and prosperity, be sure to check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I have tons of pick-a-card readings on manifesting your best life, your dream career, home, your money breakthroughs, and your next level self. I will see you on the next video, sending you lots of love. Bye, pile 4. Bye, friends.